Our 4 on Your Side team broke the story about a forged audit with the State Finance Authority, and our 4 on Your Side team continues to break new ground, finding the man at the center of the investigation, a man no other news outlet or investigator could find. Chris Ramirez is here with the work our team did today. Chris.
Tom, you're right. No one could find Greg Campbell, but we did. Law enforcement says he's responsible for forging a state audit and fooling Wall Street into thinking our finances are one way when really they're another. The New Mexico's Finance Authority audit was fake and, according to authorities, full of fraud and lies, and the effects may be devastating. New Mexico's credit rating for bonds may be lowered, and there is now distrust from Wall Street. Former Nmce Comptroller Greg Campbell is the man who was responsible for the 2011 audit. He left the Nmce in June, and since the scandal broke, no one has been able to get a hold of him.
Hi, Mr. Campbell.
Our 4 on Your Side producer Peter St. Cyr tracked him down before any state investigator could.
They're pointing the fingers at you. Is that fair?
It probably is fair because it was under my supervision to get the audit done and completed.
Campbell admits he did put the audit together, likely incorrectly, but says he had no criminal intent.
Mr. Campbell, was it negligent to assemble the papers in the process that you did?
Probably.
What steps should you have taken to avoid that negligence?
Just to ensure that the auditors had to sign off, and all the management had to sign off on the numbers and not only on the numbers but on the format and everything that's in the report.
Campbell says officials mistook his draft report for the final report.
Why didn't you?
Excuse me?
Why didn't you?
Didn't I?
Tell them that it was a draft.
That was a bad decision on my part.
I'm just confused about how the papers got assembled and given to them and presented like it's a final report.
I'm just telling you, I put those papers together.
And with no malicious intent?
With no malicious intent in terms of saying that the numbers were fraudulent or there was some monies missing or things of that nature. None of that is the case.
Now, authorities have said there is money that's not accounted for. The audit, but Campbell disputes that claim. When we spoke with him this morning, he had not retained an attorney or spoken with any state investigators about this matter, and he had just returned home from a vacation.
This morning, we're pressing for answers about a raid at the New Mexico Finance Authority.
We were there last night as investigators brought out boxes from the headquarters in Santa Fe. We brought this to you as breaking news last night at 11. We saw agents with the Securities Division taking out boxes of financial documents and reports. They're investigating a forged audit that our 4 on Your Side team uncovered last month. That audit is what Wall Street uses to determine New Mexico's credit rating. The former official responsible for the audit, Greg Campbell, told us while it may be wrong, he had no criminal intent.
Comptroller for the New Mexico Finance Authority who faked a state audit took a plea deal today that will keep him from going to prison. Greg Campbell pleaded guilty to forgery and securities fraud for falsifying the audit that was distributed to bond investors earlier this year. Campbell faced up to 6 years in prison, but was instead placed on 5 years probation. He told us he accepts full responsibility for his actions. Campbell's boss, former Finance Authority CEO Rick May, was fired from the agency back in September for his alleged role in the faked audit.